Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? You already know what time it is. Today I got a banger for y'all. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys the best settings and keybinds for controller players. Now, one thing I want to say before we start this video is that a lot of you guys watching this video might consider yourself pretty good at the game, but you're trying to find a way to take your game to the next level. I can tell you right now, the one thing holding you back is that you either don't play claw or you don't have a SCUF. I know I personally felt like I was hitting a wall and I needed to change something to improve, but I was not one of those people that could play claw because that shit is uncomfortable as hell, and I did not have $200 freaking to drop on a fucking PS4 SCUF controller. Like, miss me with that bullshit. So if you're in the same position that I was in, don't worry because I got you guys covered. Watch to the end of the video. I'm going to show you guys exactly what you guys can do to overcome this shit. Stay tuned, man. Alright bro, I'm about to open up my settings. I'm going to show y'all what exactly I'm working with. So just for the first page, my sensitivity, you guys can see. Don't worry about the mouse sensitivity. My wireless controller sensitivity X and Y are both 0.6. I know this is pretty low. A lot of other pro players play on like 0.7, 0.8, even maybe 0.9 or 10. But me personally, I'm not very good at controlling high sensitivity, so I like 0.6. I can hit my shots pretty nice. You know, I can hit my shots. My pump shots are banging. You know, I hit those head bangers, you dig? But anyways, my wireless controller targeting sensitivity is a 0.4. This is also pretty low. A lot of people actually play on like 0.2 or 0.3. I play on 0.4. I don't like it too high because, like I said, I like to hit my shots, especially when I'm using my AR. Scope sensitivity, I didn't really change that. It's still 0.5. Now my wireless controller building sensitivity is a 1.801. I actually played on a 1.651, but literally yesterday I just changed it to a 1.801, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this shit is amazing. I might even put it to 2 because yo, honestly, I left it at 1.651 because I did not think I'd be able to control it if it was any higher. But all I'm gonna say is this shit made my 90s 10 times faster. All my building is just 10 times faster, and I'm still considering changing it to 2. So for my wireless controller edit mode sensitivity, I have it at a 1.355. Now before this setting came out, it was on a 1.651 because it was the same as my building sensitivity, and like I just told you guys, I had my building sensitivity at a 1.651, and that shit was way too hard to control. Like, after a while, of course, I got used to it and I could edit pretty fine. But I decided to drop mine a little bit, and I could see that my edits are way more clean and way more accurate. I hit them way more consistently ever since I dropped it. So yeah, my edit mode sensitivity is 1.355. All this shit you don't need to worry about. You don't need to worry about all this. So sprint by default, this is one big thing that I have on. I always leave this on because this shit is so helpful. Like, I was a skeptic when I first saw this. A lot of people, you guys like should already have this shit on. Like, so many people have already talked about this. But for those of you that don't have it on, like, I was a skeptic myself. I didn't think it was gonna be useful or anything, but I don't know why. Just turn this on. Like, it's so much more useful, especially if you're like one of those players that like to push a lot. This is gonna be helpful for you. Sprint cancel is reloading off. Tap to search interact, I have this on because I don't like when I'm trying to revive my teammates or something and this shit just lets go, so that's why I have this shit on. All this shit's off. Reset building choice off. Aim assist, of course, on. Edit mode aim assist, I have this shit off. A lot of people have been experimenting turning it on, but I'm already used to editing how I edit right now, so that's why I'm just leaving it off for now. I don't like getting stuck on the tiles and shit like that. Turbo building, of course, I have this on. Auto material change, I have this on. All this shit I have off. Auto open doors off. Auto pick up weapons, some people have this on. This is really good if you're dropping tilted and like you need to be the first one to pick up weapons and shit like that, but me personally, I have it off. Auto sort consumables to the right, this is a big one. Please turn this on. Like, if you set up your inventory the way that I set it up, or a majority of the people set it up, please turn this on. Builder pro, build immediately. Please, for the love of God, turn this on. This shit will help you so much. Just please turn this on. What this does is basically, say you're building, like, let's just say I'm building ramps, and then I switch my build to like a floor or like a wall. That shit is gonna build immediately. Like, if you have this off, there's gonna be like a little bit of a delay, so you're gonna want to make sure that you have build immediately on. controller edit hold time, I don't really care about this because I have my edit on a whole different button, so this doesn't really matter to me. Vibrations I have off, that shit will help you aim, make sure you turn that shit off. All this shit I really didn't change that, so you don't have to worry about that. And then for my colorblind mode, I don't know if you guys care about this shit, but I have this shit on. And okay, so before we get into my keybinds, I want to let you guys know that I don't play claw, but I do use paddles on my controller. Now, if you watched the beginning of my video, I said I did not have a SCUF and I did not have $200 to drop on a freaking SCUF. And that's still true. What I have is a mod for my controller that allows me to put paddles on my controller, and this shit is cheap as hell. If you guys are interested in this, I'll leave a link down in the description below, and I'll leave a screenshot of what it looks like on the screen for you so you guys can check that shit out. I swear to you, this is the best alternative for a SCUF controller because it is so cheap and it'll actually help your game so much. I've become so much better since I've got this. So go check that out if you guys are interested in that, and I'm going to show you my keybinds right now. So bang, this is my keybinds. So you can see like most of it's the same, like L2 to aim down sight, R2 to, you know, shoot, all that shit. The most important things that I have switched are, first I'm gonna go over square. I have that as place marker. That's not really big. Square is just one of those buttons that I had open, so I just put place marker as that button. The big one here is X to reload and interact. I changed that from square because I just feel like X is an easier button to hit, and I also had X open. The reason I have X open is because I changed jump to L3, which is the left stick. This is one of the biggest changes I've made, and it helped me so much. The reason L3 to jump is such a big change is that it allows you to jump and shoot at the same time without taking your thumb off the right stick. Because if you don't have jump on L3, that means you're gonna have to take your thumb off the right stick to click X to jump, and then you can't aim. So L3 to jump is a big change, and it's gonna improve your jump shots like crazy. Like if you watch my videos, you're gonna see I do a lot of shotgun jump shots and I hit some crazy headshots. So yeah, definitely I would recommend you guys changing L3 to jump, but if you guys have something that you're already used to and you think is better, you could definitely keep it as that. But yeah, so the next important change that I've made is my edit. So on your screen it's gonna show that my edit is on the right D-pad, but that's actually what I have my right paddle assigned to. So instead of tapping the right on the D-pad, I actually use the right paddle that's on the right side of my controller. Now this shit is very helpful because, like I said, you can edit without taking your thumb off the right stick, just like jumping with L3. So this is a really big thing because it's gonna allow you to hit those edits a split second faster, and it just, a split second is actually gonna make that much of a difference. Like you can just see the improvement in your edits once you get used to this. So yeah, I basically use right paddle to edit, and you can see that's why I have square open and I have that as place marker. The next most important change that I made is my switch mode. That you can see it's left on the D-pad, but left on the D-pad is actually assigned to my left paddle, so I actually switch with my left paddle. Again, this is another big thing because I can switch to my build mode without taking my thumb off the right stick. This is so important. Like if you're trying to be a really good player, if you're trying to take your game from like a good player to a really great player, one big thing for controller players is never taking your thumbs off the thumbsticks. Like you're gonna always want to have them on the thumbsticks at all times, so you're always ready to aim. Having switch mode as my left paddle allows me to aim and build at the same time. So when I'm doing stuff like Tifu jumps, I could jump in the air, aim my shot, shoot it, and then get ready to build right away. Like these things were so much harder for me when I had switch mode as circle. Like that's what I had it as before I switched it to the paddle. I had my switch mode as circle before I switched it to my paddle, and honestly, like hitting Tifu jumps, I would not have enough time to aim because I would be worried about catching myself with the floor. I'd miss the catch so many times. Now that I have my switch mode on my left paddle, like I hit Tifu jumps like crazy. Like it's so much easier. Just trust me on this. All right, for my build controls, it's mostly the same. Like, you know, I have my L2 as stair piece, R1 as roof piece, all that. The most important things that you're gonna want to take away from here is that I have my change material on circle and my trap picker and place as X. That's like the only things I've changed. My edit is still right on the D-pad. Switch mode is still left on the D-pad. you know, like everything's mostly the same. It's just those little two things I've changed, which was circle to change material on your traps and X to place them. That's about the only thing I've changed. For edit controls, this one I've changed a little bit. You can see I actually use L2 to select and L1 to reset. So what I'm basically doing is I hit my right paddle to edit, and then I use my L2 to select the squares, and if I need to reset, I use L1. And my confirm is right on the D-pad, which is already, I told you guys, it's my right paddle. So I use that to edit and confirm. So yeah, it's not much too crazy going on over here, like just your basics. Like I said, L2 to select, L1 to reset. These are really good buttons because it's going to allow you to hit edits quick and also reset them quick to avoid getting hit yourself. But yeah, onto the dead zones. For my dead zones, I use 0.10 on both of these. I know a lot of players use lower than this, like some players use 0, some players use like 0.2 or 0.5. Me personally, I like 0.10. This is a really good dead zone for me. I haven't experimented too much with dead zones, so I don't know too much about them, but all I can say is my building looks a lot more clean with 0.10. Like I think default is like 0.25. Trust me, you don't want it as that. Like the lower the better. But I don't know, I just like 0.10. I'm comfortable with 0.10. I've never really tried 0.00 or anything lower than 0.10. But yeah, this is what I'm comfortable with. So if you guys want to try this out, you could go ahead and try that. But yeah guys, that's gonna wrap up my controller settings. These are honestly what I believe are the best controller settings because it allows you to do almost everything you need to do without taking your thumbs off the thumbsticks. And like I said before, this is one of the biggest things for controller players, because the biggest difference between controller players and PC players is that PC players have so many buttons and they have a mouse, and they never have to take their right hand off that mouse, which means they're always ready to aim. That's the biggest difference between PC and controller. So by eliminating the need to take your thumb off the right stick, you're actually closing the gap between PC and controller. And yeah, this is why I think personally that my keybinds are the best keybinds for controller players. Some things you could do though, like some players I know, they actually have L3 as edit instead of jump, and they have jump on like something like if you have paddles on your controller, you could definitely change your right paddle to jump and then your left stick to edit. If you're one of those players that already has L3 as edit, I would not advise you to change it because you're already used to that. So if you got paddles, I would just advise you to make your right paddle as jump or your left paddle, like, you know, you just gotta find what's comfortable for you. But this is just like a template for you guys to use. You guys can see what I do as my controller settings, and you guys can kind of use that for reference when you're making your own. But yeah, like I said, another good button is L3 for edit. This will make your edits a lot faster. I've personally never tried it, but I know a lot of players that do it, and it's a really good setting. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's gonna wrap my controller settings. Like I said, these are probably the best controller settings that you can have, and I'm gonna play some clips right after this so you guys can see just how good these settings are. Thanks for watching. Peace out, man.
STRIKEPACK on that beat.
Best on this bitch and he working.
Yeah. Yeah. I got some foreign cars back to back. I'm fucking a porn star and she out. They think I'm doing fraud with these racks. I got a charger and Cobra to match. I got a charger, they know that I tax. All my guns larger, they come with a stand. Get that back in and walk out with them bags. All this paper I'm stacking, this money gon' last. I got that shit in the trunk, I ain't pulling over. I got them shooters like Villanova. I got them hoes that you loving, bending over. I straight to them twisted with baking soda. It's hitting the road, I can't do no laying over. You know I got the whole play in order. Better be on your shit or get snake like you rich. Took a trip just to shop and I fucked around, spent the quarter. Turn up, we bout to burn their ass down. We thuggin' for real, bitch. Don't play with me. I keep my killers, they camping all day with me. All us be drilling, we keep us 100. Give a fuck how you feel, bitch. We flexing, they hating me. My bitch in the bed, she like you, can you stay with me? No bro in the feds, got caught with that bitch. Better have a plan B, cause the streets get tricked. Bitch can't stand me, cause a nigga stay busy. You know I stay strapped and you know I stay lifted. For the small talk, getting straight to the business. I had to go get my funds up. You a damn dummy if you try to run up. I ride on my AIP, you know it's one up. All she wanna do is fuck, so that bitch pick her son up. Got two rollies, I'm wearing both of them. Used to drive the Stoli, now I got both of them. No, I'm never folding, I'm on a come up. Bomb started exploding, leaving you numb. Can't believe that we rich, used to think we was dumb. I take all my wood and put it on the sun. She got to sucking it good, I'm a blessed with results. You ain't stressing the woods, had to play with my drugs. I'm on some better shit, tryna get cheddar quick, swear I be thugging wherever I go. 100 pounds of the pressure. The brick got no cut, I caught a head of a load. I got them foreign cars back to back. I'm fucking a porn star and she hot. They think I'm doing fraud with these racks. I got a charger and Cobra to match. I got a charger, they know that I tax. All my guns larger, they come with a stand. Get that back in and walk out with them bags. All this paper I'm stacking, this money gon' last. I got that shit in the trunk, I ain't pulling over. I got them shooters like Villanova. I got them hoes that you loving, bending over. I stretch it and twist it with baking soda. It's hitting the road, I can't do no laying over. You know I got the whole play in order. Better be on your shit or get snake like you rich and poor. Trip just to shop and I fucked around, spent the quarter. All these bitches just a waste of time. Told a little bitch to wait in line. I got way bigger fish to fry. I'ma fry the fish and let it dry. You mad at another nigga cause you ain't getting it? Fuck, I had it all on my own, don't even got split it. Mop with the fan now, leave a nigga not living. Was a hater, he a fan now. Yeah, you trippin'. Better dive in that dirt, better diamond up in it. No doubt she was flirting, got in touch with kids. All that rhyming, that working, you not worth a penny. I'm shining, they hurting, now they in it. We got grind to it's all good. Chopping out the condo with the hardwood. Yeah, I still ride with the drink with the hardwood. Pull up on front with the lime like y'all. You an internet nigga, last name y'all. Get a drop on your car, all we gotta do is follow. VIP, I'm with a model. She just want good dick, weed in a bottle. And I got good plugs, they out Colorado. Y'all nigga grew up rough, now you getting dollars. I got the drum filled with Harlem.